We are our own potters, for our habits make us and we make our habits. Frederick Langbridge, my friends, your habit for the markets each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, following the charts. Practice trading your favorite stocks and ETFs. Learning by doing. It is the only way. There's no magic here. It's just the work. Put that in. You'll make up for all the time you ever spent. Don't worry about how long it takes. Practice, learn. But whatever you do, you have to be consistent. That's why I only ask for 10 to 15 minutes. You'll burn yourself out. You won't be able to sustain an hour, 2, 3 hours a day if you're working a regular job and doing all the things people do. So learn it. Let's jump into these charts. We see everything is up for the day except Bitcoin. Let's jump first into the S&P 500. It's up not a whole lot, 0.5%. What does this mean for us as we get to the end of this week? Looks like we'll probably get to average volume. You know, we had an interim high here with average volume last week. We have a switchover is what it looks like. However, when you look down here, you can see what's happening. Sneaking up, pushing through the weekly trend line. Back above it is the half-day chart. 2-day chart is still below. You can see it finished drawing today. A new one will start tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see if that's below the line, above the line, what we're going to see on Friday when that draws. And as we get to the end of the week, if things are booming up, then it's going to make us a little trigger shy. However, if tomorrow's one of those days where things crush back down, we end up with a break in the trend line and it's clean. The 2-day stays below. The half-day moves back below. It'll make it easier for us to potentially start entering into a potential short position. But as I look at the trade execution summary grid, we are not high probability for continued down. So if we hold off, if things aren't looking really good there toward the end of the day, which is when we typically pull the trigger on a Friday in the afternoon with a weekly vertical crossover going down. Now, we've already seen it happen once and move back up. How long in the tooth is this chart? Very, very long in the tooth. Does it mean we've reached the top at this point? No. And if we don't get in Friday, does it mean we can get in next week sometime if things do continue down? Yes. So we're going to watch, wait, and see. And again, let our experience and, of course, more than anything else, the charts tell us what to do. About the same thing on the NASDAQ. It hadn't quite pushed through, you can see, on the half day. You see the volume slowed down. We'll probably get to average volume on the weekly. Of course, average volume on the 2-day that's closed out, that's below. So same kind of thing, almost ditto here on the NASDAQ as we watch how Friday comes in and what it shows us. Bonds up some for the day. You can see for the last day and a half, bonds have broken through the weekly trend line and heading up. We do have a red candle for the week. Where are we on bonds? We're literally a coin toss, which means, of course, we are not looking to do anything there. If you're still in the down trade on bonds, that's okay. Jumping in and taking a position right now, no. Now let's move on to gold. And again, when I talk about these things, I'm not offering market advice. We're an education firm. We're not a stock calling. Bitcoin, gold, bond calling service. We're an education firm. I want you to practice trade with us. And how beautiful your practice trade has been this week in particular with gold, as it just keeps jamming up every day, almost 2%, 1.85% today. This week has just been extraordinary. Short trading week, but beautiful as gold just continues to shine, already above average volume on the 2-day with a gigantic candle. I don't even see a candle on a 2-day chart going back a year. I don't even see one that big. It's just beautiful. Gold just keeps on shooting up. Of course, we are long gold. And lastly, Bitcoin down 0.82%. below the weekly trend line. You know, it popped up for 2 weeks and then this week cranking back over. And we see, again, negativity on Bitcoin, but nothing really shining on any of these charts. Everything is very low in the percentage probabilities, and that's been jacking back and forth. Again, another reason, my friends, I continue to take to you each and every day as we run the numbers, go through the trade execution summary grid, the 5-day plus trading analysis execution plan, as we run the charts through the numbers themselves, proving to you over and over and over again, it's not a math thing. Yes, the math helps. And when the math is really, really good coming in, but you see when things get wishy-washy like this, how that goes out the window, what's that telling you? It's telling you that the machines can't figure it out. So what do? We're not professional traders, as in we have to trade. We can wait it out. And then when clear signals show, that's when, and only when, we trade. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.